Me and my uncle.
NFL Weekly Rundown, Week 11. Danny, it's Bears-Vikings week.
Yes, it is.
It is, and you're torn. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Maybe we should touch a little bit on what we saw Week 10. I'm crawling out of the way.
We won't talk about the Bears game yet.
We won't? Okay.
Because that was pretty...
That was wild. Purple, you see them. Houston played...
Jaguars.
Big comeback.
Yeah, kind of almost like the Bears game when they played Bengals, just the Bengals didn't win that one.
Yeah, and the Houston game was, I think Houston was losing 29-10 to start the fourth quarter. It looked like Trevor Lawrence and company was going to have an easy win.
Yeah.
Davis Mills got it going.
He had a great game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and who saw that coming?
I don't know.
Nobody? Yeah. Maybe the Texans believed in him. It's a big win for them because now if you see the standings, they're closer to 500 and kind of getting in the playoff hunt. But more close to your heart, what happened to the Purple? Baltimore's a good team.
I mean,
let's face it.
I mean, it kind of came down to the last drive for the Vikings.
Down 8, right? JJ with the ball.
I mean, there was this one throw that ended when it was 4th and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aaron Jones should have caught that, but Aaron Jones did have a really good game.
Yeah, I think he did. You know who had a really bad game was the offensive line.
Yeah.
Didn't they have a bunch of false start penalties and stuff like that? And usually that happens to the visiting team because the crowd makes it hard to hear. But it happened to the Vikings.
Yeah.
And my dad, your grandpa, told me I would have to mention the name Todd Stussy. Because he was an old Vikings offensive lineman who always false start on Stussy. False start on Stussy. So it reminded my dad of the days of Todd Stussy when he would get like 2 false start penalties every game.
Huh.
So that's the Purple. Now they're in kind of must-win territory here against the Bears to keep their season going. Other big games?
Well, I'll tell you a sleeper.
Yeah.
Monday night.
Oh, did that put you to sleep?
Was it 10-7 when it was 3-0 when I went to bed.
It was 0-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
And I think it was the first Monday night game that was 0-0 at half in like 20 years or 15 years or something like that.
That was a horrible game.
It was pretty horrible. Those were good teams, good defense, but boy, the offense at times was just incompetent.
Barkley didn't have his best game.
No, and boy, the Packers, they're getting ripped by the media. Oh, it's the coach's fault. Oh, Jordan Love stinks. Oh, there's friction now because the defense is good enough to win a championship. And what's wrong with the offense? And it is so awesome to hear that the Packers are having these problems instead of my team. Because for years, it's been, what's wrong with the Bears? Well, they stink.
And now they're in front of the Blaz
by half a game. Yeah, by 1 tie. And the thing is, I would like to gloat about that, but the standings don't really matter on week 11. When the standings matter is at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like, I like where they are now, though. Like, it's a good spot.
And they're tied up with the Lions. That's crazy.
We'll talk about what could happen when we start talking about.
Who do the Lions play?
They have a tough game. They play in the Sunday night game.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it could happen. What you talked about that we'll mention later, it could happen. Hopefully it will. You want to hear about how you did last week, I'll bet.
Sure.
Picking winners, 8-6, 8-6. Not very strong. Against the point spread, 7-7, 6-8. So, on the season, picking winners, your grandpa has 97 wins. You have 94 wins, 3 behind. I have 93 wins, 4 behind. So, your grandpa's starting to separate a little bit from us because he had a 10-win week and we only won 8.
And he's picking better than us almost.
He is not against the point spread, though. 78 wins against the spread. Your grandpa has 76. You have 75. You still have a winning, pardon me, you have a winning record against the point spread, though. 75 wins, 74 losses. So you always want to be better than, a losing record.
Yeah. Didn't last year I almost shut you out? Well, not shut you out, but bit you by a lot.
I think you did beat me by a lot against the point spread, but maybe
I think
picking
you were
winners.
A little bit picking winners.
I think I did. You had a really, really good season picking against the point spread last year. It's too bad we didn't pay some, spend some money and make some bets. But you're a little young for that.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 teams have byes. Did you catch the game in Berlin on Sunday morning?
A little bit of it.
The Colts have a bye. Holy cow, Jonathan Taylor.
48 fantasy points in the kid league.
Yeah, he had 32 carries. So he got the ball running 32 times for 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. Oh, plus he caught 2 passes for 42 yards. And they won in overtime on a touchdown run by Taylor.
Yeah, I don't know what... It's Jonathan Taylor is better, almost on a streak, I feel like, to be better than Saquon Barkley last year.
It looks like that. At least touchdowns, I feel like he's going to score more because he is on pace to get, the names that are up there are LaDainian Tomlinson, Priest Holmes, these guys that 20 years ago ran for 25 or 30 touchdowns. I think he's already at 17.
I think I heard he's getting close to Eric Dickerson's all-time rushing record.
Oh, the yardage record.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's 2,105 yards. And the closest guy to get to it is the guy whose jersey you're wearing, Adrian Peterson. He came up, I want to say 9 yards short one year or something.
I actually read about him, and that's what it said.
Yeah. So he was the one who got closest to Dickerson's record. The other team that has a bye week, kind of the other end of the spectrum with Indianapolis, it's the New Orleans Saints. They actually beat the Panthers.
That's good.
And Tyler Shook gets his first win as a starter in only his second game.
Which...
Remember how long it took Rattler on the same team? It took him 11 games to get his first win.
So they might have to start Shook a lot more.
It kind of seems like he's probably the guy they're going to go with. 2 starts, they get 1 win. He's been, respectable in his game. So yeah, they'll stick with him for the rest of the time. Okay, Thursday night, I would say we've got one team in great shape for the playoffs. One team who can already think about the offseason.
New York Jets and Patriots.
Did you see the Jets game against Cleveland, how that one went?
Actually won, the Jets did.
They did, and they got only 42 net yards passing out of Justin Fields, which if you're getting even less than 150, it's like your passing game doesn't even exist. So that's what's happening with the Jets, but what happened was they got a kick return touchdown, and they got a punt return touchdown on back-to-back. The Jets touched the ball on a kick return and got a touchdown. The next time the Jets touched the ball, it was a punt return, and they got a touchdown.
Wow.
So, let's not go crazy because it was Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
But hey, the Jets got a win, and, that's something for them.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots had a tough game in Tampa.
Yeah.
And they won.
Yeah. Baker didn't have his best... Well, he's still doing good, but... Yeah.
I think it was really Travion Henderson, the rookie running back. He sealed the game with a really long touchdown run.
Yeah.
Had 147 yards and 2 TDs. So, knowing this Thursday night game, it sounds like a lot of the guys who are hurt are being held out of this game. Garrett Wilson's not playing for the Jets. I saw Ramondre Stevenson and Butte, I think is his name, the receiver, aren't playing for the Patriots. So they're not at full strength here, but what's your opinion of this 12.5 point spread you have for the Patriots?
I had 10.
Okay, must have gone up a little. Maybe the Garrett Wilson news, or who knows.
So I think last week you said Sauce Gardner
Traded.
is going to get traded.
Colts.
Or is traded.
Yeah.
So that's an advantage
Yes.
for Patriots.
Big advantage.
But, I mean, Drake is still doing good. Justin Fields is still doing bad.
Mm-hmm.
Travion Henderson, will he have another big game?
Could.
And,
Stevenson's out, so it's going to be his crack at running ball.
And even if he does, I don't even think they really need him to play that good.
I don't either.
So.
By the way, before you guess, there are 9 division matchups this week. So, who has the all-time record? Who's winning the all-time record between these two teams?
Patriots.
Yeah,
with Tom Brady.
pretty easily. 75, 56, and 1. So, but for this week,
Patriots.
Me too.
Patriots 28 and Jets 21.
Okay, so you're gonna have the Jets cover the spread. I'm gonna have the Patriots cover the spread 27-10. I think they'll destroy the Jets. Okay, this game I think is the first game ever in Madrid, Spain. It'll be another morning game, right?
8:30 I have.
Yep. Who is it?
Washington Commanders and Miami Dolphins.
Well, did you catch any of the Washington Detroit game?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, boy, Washington could not stop Goff. Could not stop Gibbs.
Which, hopefully that doesn't happen this week.
Yeah, and they couldn't run the ball either. Mariota played pretty well if you look at his stats.
Yeah.
But he was about the only piece of the Commanders that really did their part. I think I heard a couple of their players. McLaurin's not going to play. Deron Payne, their D tackle, was suspended. He's not going to play. So they're not really at full strength, and Daniels isn't going to play. Dolphins.
Got their 3rd win of the season.
Surprise, surprise against Buffalo.
Yeah. Josh Allen. I mean.
Clips I saw of that game.
Last year. That's crazy.
It looks unlikely this year. Just because you got to be better than a wild card team usually if you want to win the MVP. Devon Achane, 225 yards rushing and receiving combined, and he had 2 touchdowns. He's playing great.
Yeah.
Devon Achane is really the star of that Dolphins team right now.
Yeah.
And he's had to kind of carry them because Tua at times has thrown a lot of interceptions. Tyreek Hill down.
But I'd say Tua played pretty good this game.
Hey, if you score 30 points against the Bills, and surprisingly, like they traded one of their edge rushers, the guys who get to have to quarterback, Jalen Phillips to the Eagles. They traded him just like the Jets traded Gardner. It's kind of like the Dolphins are going nowhere, so they start looking for guys they can trade. So here you think they're kind of giving up on the season, and they only allow 13 points to the Bills. That's a strong defensive effort from the Finns, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, these aren't division rivals. Never mind. So, what are your feelings about Washington at Miami in Spain?
I think it's either going to be really high scoring or it's going to be really low scoring.
Sometimes these Europe games can be snoozers.
Because they've never played there.
Never played there. They're kind of playing at a weird time. It's a long distance to travel.
Yeah.
So these guys are just a little off their routine, it seems like.
So, I'm guessing Mariota might have a pretty good game.
Dolphins defense isn't great.
But, I mean, with the Dolphins after that game and Devon Achane and all those players, I think Dolphins are going to get it done.
Do you have Dolphins by 2.5?
Yeah.
Me too.
Dolphins 28, Commanders 27.
Okay.
So.
You have Washington covering the spread. You know, we had a lot of games different against the spread. We're going to have a game here that's different against the spread, just like our first game. I will take the Dolphins to win, but I'm going to say 26-23. So I have the Dolphins just narrowly covering the point spread. All right, there's several games at noon here to go through. What's at the top of your list?
Bengals, Steelers.
If you remember week 7,
These
teams played and the Bengals won 33-31.
And that game was
in Cincinnati. Yep. And it was one of the first games where Flacco played and he was outstanding.
Yeah.
But ever since then, 2 gut-wrenching losses for the Bengals to the Jets and the Bears.
Hey, Bears. Losing against the Jets, Bengals.
That's not good.
Yeah.
But you know what? Good news for Bengals fans. Joe Burrow came back to practice this week. So he's got 21 days to practice before the Bengals have to decide, is he healthy enough that we want him to play, or
do we want to just
shut him down for the year? Those are going to be his choices.
I mean, Flacco's playing great.
He's not the reason they're losing games.
Yeah, so
That defense
needs a lot of work.
Yikes. And they're not going to fix it this season.
Yeah.
There's no players they can add to their team that are going to save them. Pittsburgh, I didn't see a lot of their game against the Chargers. Did you, the Sunday night game?
No, I didn't see too much of it, but I saw a little.
Rodgers was terrible. He was just awful. They were losing 25-3 until there were 3 minutes left in the game, and then they scored a touchdown to make it 25-10. So, rough game for the Steelers. They didn't do much good at all.
Which, that would be kind of surprising because Joe was injured.
And he's not coming back. Rashawn Slater's their other offensive lineman. He's not coming back.
So I feel like TJ Watt and their defensive line should have done a little more.
They sacked Herbert a lot. They did.
They did.
They got him 5 times. So I don't really know why. I think it was just because the Steelers could not move the ball. That is why they lost.
I would say Justin Herbert is one of those better scramblers, maybe, as a quarterback.
Definitely. But he has to scramble because his line is not holding up. All-time record between these teams, maybe you remember who the team was that's in the lead. Steelers. They got a lot of Super Bowls. They got a lot of time as the best team, or one of the best teams in the league. 71 wins, 41 wins. 71 Steelers, 41 Bengals.
Okay.
Any other thoughts before you select a score for this one?
Steelers probably going to have a good game, sadly.
It's at home. They are 5.5 point favorites, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Flacco.
He's kind of the wild card.
But Steelers defense.
I know, and a guy like Flacco, he drops back in the pocket and he just sits there, right?
So,
a guy like Herbert can scramble.
And he is one of the older quarterbacks.
I think he may be the oldest well, he might be the oldest player in the league, but he's definitely the oldest quarterback in the league.
So he can't run the ball
No.
that great.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to throw it, and I don't really know if that's going to work.
I agree.
So, Steelers 37, Bengals 29.
Oh, a real shootout. And you've got the Steelers covering the spread. Shocking, I have the Bengals covering the spread because we're just not going to agree on the point spread this week. But we will agree on the winner. Steelers 27, Bengals 26. Here's a game. These teams have winning records in the AFC.
Chargers, Jaguars.
We talked a little bit about the Steelers-Chargers game when we talked about Pittsburgh. Yeah, Herbert sacked 5 times, but the Los Angeles defense was really able to shut down Rodgers and their passing game. They just couldn't get anything Jacksonville, and you mentioned the Houston Jags game before we even really got into all the weekly games, just a meltdown by the Jags.
I mean, good start to the game, but giving up however many points.
26 points and scoring 0.
Wow.
That's getting smoked in the fourth quarter. That's not a way to finish.
I mean, at least you're up by a lot, but you can't just give up at the end of the game.
No,
you gotta keep trying your hardest.
That's playing way too careful, I feel like. Like, some teams just go into a shell and they just think, we'll just run the ball 3 times and punt. And maybe that's what the Jags did. I don't know. But, at some point you got to make a play in the fourth quarter. There's probably several plays you could look at where if the Jags just made that one play and got one first down, it could have all shifted.
Yeah.
But they blew it, and they blew a golden opportunity to keep themselves in great playoff position. Now they're kind of teetering on the edge of playoff position.
So, after that game in LA?
It was in the Chargers game?
Yeah.
Was in LA, yeah.
So, that was a good game for Chargers. Justin Herbert using his feet while there's no offensive block, offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what he's got to do, and it's working.
And they kind of have to rely on their defense to play strong, too.
So, will it work against Jaguars? I think so.
That's the question. That's the big question. I think so, too. Do you have Chargers by 2.5 as road favorites?
Yeah.
Yep, me too.
So, Jaguars hopefully don't give up if they're winning, because I kind of want them to win.
I should mention one thing about the Jags. Remember I said Travis Hunter was hurt and was going to miss a couple games? He's now going to miss the whole season.
Really?
Yeah, they're shutting him down for the whole year.
So, with that, gotta pick the Chargers. 28-21 Chargers.
Okay, hey, we agree on the points against the spread this time. Nice. I'm going to have the Chargers cover the 2.5 spread. 23 for the Lightning Bolts. 20 for the Jags. Okay, here's a game between teams who both, I think, won their divisions last year and are coming off, I would say, surprising losses.
Yeah.
One definite surprising loss.
Which we'll talk about in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Buccaneers and Bills.
Yeah, who had the more surprising loss, would you
Bills.
say? Yeah, I mean, what? 13 to 30.
And you lose to the Jets?
Wait a minute. The Bills lost to the Dolphins, right?
Dolphins.
But 13 to 30 to the Dolphins, and think of the other teams they've lost to: Atlanta, New England, Miami. New England's got a good record. But you lost to Atlanta and you lost to Miami now. That's just not good. You kind of have to bury those teams, and you should bury those teams if you think you're a championship team.
But Buccaneers losses, who were they? Wasn't one New England?
New England and Philly. Maybe Detroit? I think they did lose at Detroit.
Yeah. So those are better teams to lose.
Those are 3 teams that have like a combined 7 losses between the 3 of them or something. Yeah, so it is, you're right. Tampa is losing to good teams. The Bills are losing to teams that are worse than them. The Bills did beat the Ravens. The Bills did beat the Chiefs. So, they've got some decent wins on their resume. But those losses, they kind of stink.
So here they're playing another good team, I'd say.
I would say Tampa did allow, listen to this, some big plays against Tampa when they played New England. A 54-yard pass, a 72-yard touchdown pass, and a 69-yard touchdown run by Trevion Henderson. And that's the Patriots. Like, you look at, other than Drake May, their offensive players are just average. They're not huge names. And those are guys who are busting huge plays against the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
So can the Bills get some of that out of Cook, out of some of their receivers?
Out of Allen running the ball.
Maybe so. He might have to.
So pretty good defense for the Buccaneers. Pretty good defense for the Bills.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes not, though. Do you have Bills by 5.5?
Yeah.
Me too.
So I'm picking it close. picking the Buccaneers to cover the point spread and picking a shootout.
Oh, let's hear it.
31 Bills, 30 Buccaneers.
Fun. I like the sound of that game. I'm going to agree with you that they're going to go over the 48.5 points, and so it'll be kind of a shootout. I agree that Tampa covers the spread, but I got the Bills also winning 27-24. Now, for the main event, the biggest game of the week, the game that Tom Brady will be the announcer for. He will be in this state for what game on Sunday afternoon?
Bears, Vikings.
All right, we've held on this long.
Yeah.
The Bears game against the Giants.
Wow.
Caleb Williams. Woo! Awesome.
And, I will say Jackson Dart's lost,
Which he got hurt.
Yeah.
Dart got hurt, and it all went south once. Because Dart, he was having a great game.
Until Bonk.
Yeah, then he got concussion, I think on a sack.
Yeah.
He gets hit way too much. But you know what? That's not the Bears' problem.
Yeah.
They just got to tackle him. If they're going to keep calling running plays for their tiny little quarterback, it's like, all right, we're going to keep beating him up and hitting him. And I was nervous. With like 5 minutes left in the game, I did not have a good feeling when the Bears are down by 10 points, right?
Yeah.
But how about Caleb?
Awesome game.
They call that ice in your veins. When you play like there's no pressure at all and you deliver like that, you're just ice. That's awesome. And it feels good that he's now pulled out 2 straight wins like that. In fact, I heard today of the last 7 wins the Bears have had, so the Packer game that ended last year and their 6 wins this year, Caleb Williams has won them the game in the last 2 minutes of 5 of those games.
Wow.
So he's got the fourth quarter magic.
Will he have it against the Vikings now?
Well, we talked a little bit about the false start problems.
Yeah.
At the start of the third quarter, the Vikings went interception, Baltimore field goal, fumbled the kickoff, Baltimore touchdown. So I think the Vikings were at that point winning 10-9 to start the second half, and with 2 turnovers and 2 Ravens scoring drives, that lead just evaporated, and it was 19-10 because their defense was playing really good at the beginning of the game. I thought Lamar Jackson was being held pretty much in check. Derrick Henry was being held pretty much in check.
Until they weren't.
Yeah, until they weren't. Right. And JJ did not have his best game. I saw Jefferson had 12 passes thrown in his direction, and he only caught 4 of them for like 37 yards.
I will say Baltimore's defense is pretty good.
They're getting healthier, and they've got some talent. Bo. Yeah, not today, Bo.
So, this is a game where
Scram, dog.
if you're like us, you gotta watch it.
I'm watching it. I'm gonna have my eyes glued to this game.
And,
distracting, I know.
The Bears, if they want to win this game, they're going to need to try. And if they win this game, they could be in the hunt. And they'd be pretty good for playoffs.
Right now, if the season ended today, the Bears would be the 6th seed in the playoffs and would travel to Detroit. Not great, but you know what? I think their Bears are a much better team than they were than when they played the Lions.
So if they make the playoffs this year, I would be super happy.
I would too, although I feel like at this point, it's one game at a time. It's focus on the purple, right?
Don't focus on the upcoming games.
No, you got to get the one that's in front of you.
You just got to play this game.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you, all-time record between these 2 division rivals, who's got the lead? Do you remember from week 1?
No,
You can say it. You can say what's on your mind.
Vikings.
It is. 69 wins for the Vikings, 58 for the Bears, 2 ties.
Pretty close.
11 games off. I I think I've told you before, the Vikings have never really been the worst team in the league for my lifetime. And the Bears have been either the worst team or close to the worst team for at least some years of my life. So, well, what's going to happen on Sunday at US Bank Stadium with the Purple favored by 3.5? Do you have? Did it go up?
It went down.
Down? Interesting. Wonder why.
Or it went up.
Did it go from 2.5 to 3.5? Okay. So that means they think people think, ooh, we're going to bet on the Vikings because we think they're going to win. They're at home. I would say this. It is desperation time for the Purple. Like, if you fancy yourself as a playoff team, you have to beat the Chicago Bears at home. Conversely, if the Bears think they are a playoff team, you have to beat the Vikings. You have to win some of your division games. Yeah. And that's kind of haunted the Bears for the last couple years. So will it change under Ben Johnson? Can they get an NFC North win on Sunday in Minneapolis?
I'm super pumped up for this game.
I'm sure you are. I'm too. A little nervous, but pumped.
And this game, I just got to pick the Bears.
Yes.
I need to, and I want to.
I like it.
I'm pumped up for this one.
I like it. You know, even though it's going to shovel dirt on the Viking season if they lose, you're comfortable with that?
If the Bears make the playoffs, that will be happier than the Vikings winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, my. Well, I don't know if Viking Nation wants to hear that out of your mouth, but I like that. I will take that.
Bears 29, Vikings 28.
Ooh, I've got a 1-point win for the winner as well. And you know I'm not picking the Vikings. Come on. Bears 24, Purple 23, bear down. Okay, another division game.
Texans, Titans.
Well, we talked about the first game you wanted to talk about was the Texans' big comeback. So you look at it two ways. From the Jags' perspective, oh man, we just blew a huge lead. From the Texans' perspective, hey, we had C.J. Stroud out, hurt, and our backup quarterback leads this fourth quarter must-win comeback to get us back in the playoff hunt. That's huge. I heard Stroud did not practice today. I don't know his status. Usually a concussion will keep you out of at least one game, but if it's really serious, it can last longer.
Yeah.
So we don't know about Stroud's status. For the Titans, they coming off their bye week, have they figured out a way to block for Cam Ward? I heard that, so we were talking about how many times he's been sacked this year and how many he's on pace for. I think it's 72.
Yeah.
He's on pace to break the record for the most yards lost on sacks.
Really?
And I don't know what that number is. I don't know. I would guess again that it's David Carr, Derek Carr's brother, because he played for that awful Texans expansion team. But yeah, so have the Titans corrected anything that they couldn't do in the first 9 games of the season?
No.
It's hard to believe that they fixed anything.
Yeah.
All-time record between these division rivals. I will give you a hint. It is a close as can be almost.
And Texans haven't played for too long.
23 years, something like that. Since 2002, I want to say.
So, Texans?
It is actually the Titans, 24 to 23.
Really?
So
this could change it.
This could tie it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are your feelings on this game in the AFC South?
Texans 28, Titans 23.
Do you have a 6.5 point spread?
I had 7.
Oh, okay. But you do have the Titans covering the spread. I'm going to disagree with you on the point spread, but I'd be crazy to pick the Titans. So I'm going to pick the Texans 23, Titans 10. On to a game in the NFC South between division rivals.
Panthers, Falcons.
2 teams who lost last week. Carolina game against New Orleans.
You lose. lose to New Orleans.
In Carolina.
In Carolina.
And they only gained 175 yards of offense against a pretty bad Saints defense.
Yeah.
That's disappointing from the Panthers' perspective.
Yeah.
And Bryce Young, is he their guy long term? Like, should he be their starting quarterback next year?
I mean, they shouldn't put in Andy Dalton.
He's not, yeah. But let's say, should they think about drafting another guy next year? Should they think about bringing in a free agent? How long do you stick with Bryce Young? He's gotten 3 years, and you're just kind of, you keep waiting for him. When's he going to do something where he wins you the game?
Is there any decent free agents right now that are quarterbacks?
Well, they couldn't bring in anybody now. No. They're kind of stuck with what they've got for this year. So, but the Falcons, we talked about it a little bit. They let Jonathan Taylor just run wild. And after a 3-2 start, the Falcons are now 3-6 with 4 straight losses. Coming back from Germany, a lot of the teams, when they play in Europe, they get a bye week right after it because it's a long travel. Well, the Falcons are getting right into a game here.
Yeah.
So, division rivals, I'll ask you the all-time record between these teams before I get your insight.
Aren't Panthers kind of new?
Panthers are pretty new, 1995, I think, or so. They've played about 61 games between these two teams.
I pick the Falcons.
You're right. Falcons 37 wins, Panthers 24 wins.
Hey.
So nice. What about the 2025 version of this game? Who do you think has the edge?
Yeah.
Do you remember these teams played in Carolina? It was a shocker. 30-0, Panthers won. This game's in Atlanta.
I mean, after losing to the Saints, Panthers, I don't know what they can do against the Falcons.
Hard to believe in them, right?
So, I'm going to pick the Falcons.
Okay. Do you
Pretty
have
high scoring.
3.5 point spread?
Yeah.
Me too.
Really high scoring.
Okay. Let's hear it.
31-29.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've got the same difference of 2 points, but I'm going to have each team scoring 10 less points. Falcons 21, Panthers 19. Okay. Boy, I hope there can be a big upset in this game.
Blah, blah versus Giants.
Packers, Giants, and we talked about it a little bit during you called it a sleeper. I would say it's, snoozer. A sleeper is kind of like a sneaky good game. What I would call a snoozer is one that puts you to sleep. And that 10-7 game between the Packers and Eagles was that kind of game.
Yeah.
There's turmoil in Green Bay. I'm reading these articles that say, if Matt LaFleur can't figure this out, should he be fired? Should Jordan Love be, the long-term quarterback? Why isn't Jordan Love getting any better? I love reading articles like this because so many years it's me just gritting my teeth and reading similar articles about the Bears. So to see people talking bad and asking what the heck Packers, it feels good. It feels real good.
Mm-hmm.
For the Giants, man, Dart was good. They were on the verge of beating the Bears, I feel like, and I think the Bears got lucky that Dart got hurt.
Yeah.
Because once they put in Russell Wilson, I don't think they got another first down. And the thing about it is, if Dart got a concussion. If he can't play, they've decided, Wilson, you're not playing. Jameis Winston is playing. Jameis is the kind of guy who will throw 3 touchdowns in a game, but he'll throw 3 interceptions, and 2 of them will be returned for a touchdown. So he's kind of like Nick Mullins in that regard. He's kind of good for your fantasy players on the Giants, but as far as winning you the game, I wouldn't count on it.
Yeah.
I would say this. He probably gives them a better shot of winning than Russell Wilson would, for whatever that's worth.
Okay. Blah's game, snoozer.
2 games in a row they've lost at home now.
Wow.
1 to the Panthers, 1 to the Eagles.
And now they're not playing and home field.
Right now they're on the road at New York. But the Giants 2-7, not exactly the scariest road
2-8.
opponent. 2-8, yeah. So
I'm hoping for an upset.
yeah, me
We're
too.
hoping for an upset.
I'd like it.
But I can't pick the upset.
Do you have Packers by 7.5?
I had 8.
Oh, I wonder if after the Monday night stinker they decided to move it down a little bit.
Packers 28.
I heard you say it.
Yeah, I don't want to. Giants 23.
Okay, I'll have the Giants also covering the spread. Maybe it's just optimism. But Packers 24, Giants 20. We've gotten through all the noon games. You're drawing. So what is the first of the 3 o'clock games? And if you look at the standings, huge game in the NFC West. Absolutely huge.
Seahawks Rams.
Did you see any of the Seahawks Cardinals game at 3?
Yeah, a little bit.
They were up 38-0 on Arizona in the second quarter. And at that point, their defensive end, DeMarcus Lawrence, had 2 fumble return touchdowns.
Wow.
So he was beating the Cardinals 14-0 pretty much by himself at that point in the game. The Rams, okay, we may have somebody who we haven't named yet who we should put in the MVP race. And his name is Matthew Stafford. Because they beat the Niners. He now, in his last 6 games, how about this? 20 touchdowns, 0 picks.
Really?
Last 6 games for Stafford.
Wow.
That's over 3 touchdown passes a game and not 1 interception.
That is crazy.
Red hot. He is on fire. That's the definition of fire, I would say. These 2 teams are division rivals. They've only played 55 games against each other, and there's only 1 game separating them. Wins and losses. Who do you think has the edge? Tough. Well, we've had times when they've been good teams over the last 20 years.
I mean, Russell Wilson was good for the Seahawks for a while.
He was, for a while.
Seahawks?
Seahawks 28 wins, Rams 27 wins. Speaking of fire, you're hitting them here. You're guessing them right. NFL historian. But as far as the game this coming Sunday, who's going to be the star? Who's going to be the team that's going to pull this one out?
Matthew Stafford's on pace to be maybe the MVP.
I mean, at this point, it's got to be between Stafford, Drake May, Jonathan Taylor. Those would be my 3 that I'd be thinking would be in the mix.
And I mean, Rams defense, pretty young, pretty awesome.
I think so. They've got some decent players on that defense.
And Sam Darnold. He's playing great.
There's another guy who maybe I should put his name in the MVP race.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that he threw an incomplete pass in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, Jackson Smith, the Jigba, he can throw it to him a lot.
He's having a great season.
Yeah. So, I'm going to pick Rams.
Do you have them favored by 3.5?
Yeah.
In LA? Okay.
Picking Rams to cover the point spread.
Okay.
Rams 27, Seahawks 23.
Ooh, I almost had the same score as you, but I think this might be our first disagreement in picking a winner. I'm going to actually take the upset and go with the Seahawks 27 and the Rams 24. I think the Seahawks, their front 4 on the defensive line, Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, I don't really know their other guys, but anytime you can get after the quarterback with just 4 guys on your defensive line, that's what every team would hope for. Because then you don't have to blitz. Then you got 7 guys sitting back there covering the receivers.
Yeah.
So the Seahawks, they've built their defense the right way, it seems like. Mm-hmm. And that's that team was kind of like, they were okay last year. they've had a great jump this year. And when you think about it, would you have thought that switching from Geno Smith to Sam Darnold would have made them a great team?
No.
Yeah, but
No.
I don't know. Something's clicking with that Seahawks team.
Yeah.
Okay, our second straight NFC West battle.
49ers, Cardinals.
All-time record between these teams who have played 68 games over time.
It's gotta be 49ers.
You are right. 37 wins and the Cardinals 31. So maybe a little closer than I would have suspected.
Yeah.
But it's funny because these teams weren't division rivals back when Steve Young was playing or Joe Montana or Jerry Rice. So these teams didn't even play every season back then. Since they've been division rivals, there have been times when the Niners have been a really bad team. So that's probably why it's kind of close. We talked about the Rams-Niners game maybe a little bit, but
yeah, a little.
yeah, CMC was held in check. He only had 30 yards rushing.
But I mean, it was against LA defense, which
They're good.
pretty good.
They're good, and they couldn't stop Stafford, and they couldn't stop Kyron Williams, and yeah, they're still not fully healthy. Another week of where's Brock Purdy? Where are your receivers? We don't really know. Cardinals, we talked about it with Seattle, down 38-0. There's a team that started 2-0 and is now 3-6.
Yeah.
And wheels are falling off.
So, Mac Jones is probably going to start again.
And he's been playing better. I mean, he's had more good games than bad games,
Yeah.
for sure.
So they're gonna need to give it to CMC maybe.
I think so.
And
They're going to have to
maybe
get it
George
rolling.
Kittle a little bit.
That would be a good idea, don't you think? Get it to your best players.
Cause I mean he hasn't got the ball a lot since he's been hurt.
Yeah, and since he's come back, I guess I haven't noticed if he really. It doesn't seem like he's tearing it up.
Yeah.
And maybe it's time, feed him, right?
So against the Cardinals, 49ers are just not. I feel like gonna get the. Cardinals are not gonna get the upset.
I'm with you on that one, even though it's in Arizona. Do you have Niners by 2.5?
Yeah.
They are predicting one of the higher point totals in this one, and
True.
it might be more because these teams have bad defenses than great offenses.
Yeah. 49ers 28, Cardinals 26.
Well, you're gonna have the Cardinals covered spread. I'm gonna go with the Niners covering the spread, but pretty close. 27-23. San Francisco will prevail. Okay, more division rivals. These teams hate each other.
Ravens, Browns.
And you know why. It's because the Browns moved from Cleveland to Baltimore and became the Ravens.
Yeah.
So it's really Cleveland fans hate the Ravens. Division rivals, who has...
In Cleveland.
In Cleveland, so the fans should be pretty unruly. But who has the all-time edge in this series, would you say?
Ravens.
Ravens, pretty easy, 38-15. So you probably watched a lot of the Ravens game against the Purple.
Yeah.
They handled their business. Lamar didn't have his greatest game. Henry didn't have his greatest game.
But they won, so.
They won. And do you want to hear who their next 4 opponents are? At Browns, home against the Jets, home against the Bengals, home against the Steelers.
That's pretty easy.
They could shoot up the standings in the AFC North and get right back to where they want to be at the top of that division. Because look at the standings. Are they only 1 game behind Pittsburgh right now?
Yeah.
So you get this easy stretch of 4 games. If you're able to rattle off 4 straight wins, you're going to go from 4-5 to 8-5 in a month.
Yeah.
So Cleveland, their defense played well against the Jets, only 169 yards. But like we talked about with the Jets, if you allow a kick return and a punt return for a touchdown, like your special teams just bleh. And that's the way Look at that. Your special teams can lose you a game if they're that bad. And they can't even stop 2 touchdowns from happening on returns. You got problems.
Yeah. So
I think the Browns are going to have some problems on Sunday.
I do think the crowd will make it a little closer, but not enough to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So Ravens 29, Browns 24.
Oh, you'll have the Browns cover the spread? Mm-hmm. I will not. Ravens 28, Browns 10. I think Dylan Gabriel's going to have some problems against that Ravens defense. One more game at 3, and it's a big game in the AFC West.
Chiefs, Broncos.
Okay, before we get into this matchup, who's got the all-time edge in wins between these rivals? And I'll tell you, they've played 130 games.
Chiefs.
73 wins for the Chiefs, 57 for the Broncos. And I'm a little surprised because the Broncos during the 80s and 90s had John Elway.
True.
The Chiefs were never bad during that time frame, but the Broncos were always the team going to the Super Bowl. Or not always, but the Chiefs didn't make any Super Bowls in the 80s or 90s.
And,
so,
I mean, the Chiefs never really had the greatest quarterback until
now. Okay, so the Chiefs, boy, a loss at Denver would really put the Chiefs' hopes of winning that division in real trouble.
And this is another division game.
Yeah, and the Chiefs have won this division 9 years in a row.
So if the Broncos get it here, I mean, that would be awesome, and my uncle would be
Your Uncle Tim would be feeling like, yes, it's the Broncos division for the taking. Did you see any of that Raiders-Broncos Thursday night game?
Raiders-Broncos, yeah.
You talk about a snoozer. That was a 10-7 game, and Denver only gave up 7 points and 188 yards to Vegas in their win. But the fans in Denver they were starting to boo because the Broncos were just playing like garbage. And I think they felt like, hey, we're supposed to just cream the Raiders. And they never pulled away. It was just kind of I heard it was one of the first games in like 70 years where there were more penalties than first downs.
Really?
Like 24 penalties and 22 first downs or something like that.
Bo Nix was not the fix in that game.
No, and I read an article today that said, could the Broncos potentially change their quarterback next year?
No.
Already?
No way.
It did seem like you'd give Bo Nix more time, but he's making some mistakes. He's a little turnover prone. He's kind of the opposite of Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams does not turn the ball over. Now watch, he'll have 3 against the Vikings, and I'll eat my words. But he's pretty good at protecting the ball. Bo Nix is a little loose with it.
Yeah.
In this game, do you have Chiefs by 3.5, even in Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want the Chiefs to win, so I'm not picking them.
Okay, well that's enough of a reason. And you're supporting your Uncle Tim, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think Broncos defense will kind of win it for them, but
some of their guys on defense were I think it's Zach Allen is their defensive line. He seems to be a monster. Nick Benito plays edge. He seems to be a monster. And a guy who I can't pronounce I don't know his first name. I think it's Taloa Hufanga or something like that, his name. His last name is Hufanga. This guy played for the 49ers, and I remember when they would play the Bears, he stood out as all over the ball. And now he's on Denver, and he's all over the ball. He's like a magnet to the ball. And he's kind of an underrated name who I think he's hurt a lot is his reputation. But if he's healthy, he is a playmaker at safety. And these are guys who I'm naming, and Patrick Surtain is hurt. You know, so they've got stars all over that defense.
Did I say my score?
You didn't. Give it to me. I kind of
Broncos
rambled.
29, Chiefs 23.
You have the Broncos covering the spread, obviously, because you have them winning the game. I'm gonna have the Chiefs cover the spread. I just think that they're gonna just rally. They know that this is kind of like their last chance at winning this division this year. So I'm gonna say Chiefs 20 and the Broncos 16. Now this game is a big game for the Bears if the Bears win.
So, Sunday night, Lions, Eagles.
Do you remember what we were talking about before we started recording? If the Bears beat the Vikings, and if the Lions lose this one, what happens?
The Bears would be the best in the division.
Oh, could you believe that?
And the Packers would kind of need to lose.
Well, if the Bears win, they'll be ahead of the Packers no matter what the Packers do. So if the Lions lose this one, and if the Bears win earlier in the day, the Bears will find themselves on Sunday night in first place. Whoa, that's crazy to think.
So we're going to really need the Eagles to step up their game with Barkley, with Brown.
Hurts, Devontae Smith.
Of them.
You might not have seen Devontae Smith's nice touchdown against the Packers. He caught kind of a long pass from Hurts.
I probably was in bed.
Yeah, that was their only touchdown. Their offense was quiet, but their defense was dominant. And I mentioned that guy, Jalen Phillips, that they added from the Eagles. He instantly was put into the Eagles starting lineup as their edge rusher, and he started making plays. I think he had half a sack. He hit the quarterback a couple times. He was a factor.
Yeah.
So that's a nice addition for their defense that already has Jalen Carter when he's not spitting on people. They have Cooper DeJean. They have Quinyon Mitchell. They have Zach Bond. They've got playmakers all over that defense.
Yeah.
As for Detroit, we talked about when they played Washington, or when we talked about Washington, they rolled the Commanders.
So, I mean, I don't want the Lions to win.
Yeah.
Because
it would be huge for the Bears.
And I think this is going to be high scoring. Not too high scoring.
All right.
But I hope it's a good game. And I hope it will be the Eagles.
I hope so too.
So I've got to pick them. Eagles 28, Lions 27.
Oh, you have a 1-point game? I'm going to also have the Lions covering the spread, but the Eagles winning the game 23-21. And how would we feel if that happens? If what we're predicting happens, I'm going to be so happy on Sunday night. You're not going to be able to wipe the smile off my face. It's just going to be stuck on there. Okay. Last game, and it's not a particularly good game, but it is what they think will be the highest scoring game of the season, or of the week.
Cowboys, Raiders.
Do you have Dallas favored by 3.5?
Yeah.
Okay, me too. Well, we'll get to see the Cowboys with their new defensive lineman Quinnen Williams for the first game here, after they traded for him from the Jets. Mm-hmm. So kind of a big move for the Cowboys to see can one player save your defense? I don't know, probably not. We're gonna need more than that.
I mean, after the Cowboys traded Micah Parsons, their defense has kind of just been horrible.
Boom. Yep.
So,
can't stop anybody.
Yeah. So, are they going to get their first really stop against?
Well,
the Raiders?
The Raiders have had some problems. Geno Smith against the Broncos was sacked 6 times. He now has 11 touchdowns with 12 interceptions. I think he got something in his leg was injured at the very end of the game against the Broncos where he had a big wrap around his thigh. He had like just a big, I don't know if it was an ice block or what. But he didn't look like he was going back in the game if the Raiders got the ball back. So I don't know what his status is going to be for this game. It would be Kenny Pickett would be their quarterback if Geno can't go. Which, he started games before for Pittsburgh. So he's not the worst backup. We've never seen him play, I don't think, for the Raiders. So we just don't know. Well, Monday Nighter, kind of a boring game, but maybe it wouldn't be boring if they scored a bunch of points. You know, that'd be a way to keep my interest.
Don't ask me what I'm picking, but
I won't.
I think Bowers is gonna roll.
Okay.
And I'm picking the upset for some reason.
Hey, I've done it before with the Raiders too.
Yeah. 29-28. Brock Bowers is gonna roll.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you that the Raiders are going to cover the spread, and I kind of, again, like you, thought maybe I will give the Raiders the win in this one, but I went with the Cowboys, 30-27. So I think we're maybe only different picking winners on 2 games, but we've got a lot, or I'd say 3 now. Maybe the Seattle Rams game, Kansas City Broncos, Dallas, Vegas.
Yeah.
So I probably don't even need to ask you what you're most excited about week 11.
Probably Rams Seahawks.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, because you're wearing a Rams hat and a Seahawks jersey, so obviously, yes. Okay, well then tell me, what game are you second most excited about?
Probably the one I just said.
Okay, because that is a big game in the NFC West, and somebody's going to pull ahead in that division, and somebody's going to fall into a wild card spot.
Actually, no. Definitely Lions, Eagles.
I was going to say, yeah, because that one, it means a little more to the Bears.
Yeah.
That the result of that game. Although, if the Vikings beat the Bears, I'm going to care a lot less about that Lions-Eagles game. And this is a big test for the Bears. You know, a road game against a division opponent. You kind of have a chance to just bury the Vikings with a win. You have a chance to continue all the momentum. Boy, it's kind of an exciting time to be a Bears fan.
Yep.
And again, I could be eating my words because I know how roller coaster this can be. If the Bears get smoked on Sunday, I'm going to feel a little different next week. But right now, I feel optimistic, and I feel like this team has some positive momentum. And let's not kid ourselves. The Bears have some problems, right?
Yeah.
They have some problems stopping anybody passing the ball on them. You know, Caleb's still young and can be a little inaccurate. They dropped a lot of passes against the Giants. So they have some things that they got to work on. They make a lot of penalties. But look at the record. They're 6-3, right?
So, I mean, you can't complain too much.
I'm not complaining at all. Yeah, I'm just saying. And it's easier to say, hey, guys, let's correct these things after a win than after a loss.
Yeah.
Because I think the guys would be a lot more receptive to hearing it. And it's just easier to take. It's just a fun place. It seems like a fun place to be around at a Bears practice, don't you think? When you're winning, it's like, hey, we're excited to play. Instead of last year at this time, it's like, oh man, do we have to play again on Sunday? Can't we just get this over with?
Yeah.
The same for the fans, right? We can be psyched for Sunday instead of just, oh man, I gotta put 3 hours of my time to watch this garbage. It's fun.
Yeah.
Fun time to be a Chicago Bears fan. So, week 11, that's our episode. Nobody's around to cue the music, so I guess we'll just, we'll say peace out, everybody. Thanks for watching. Keep subscribing. Keep smashing that like button, right? Is that the terminology?
Sure.
Okay.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. See you next week.